Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. We are about to start today's session. I am Kunal Sen, the Vice President of your club. Today, we have an extraordinary personality with us who is reckoned as the super achiever in the banking world, who is one of the stalwarts among the heavyweights, a personality whose leadership has given his bank a pan-India presence, caters to 2.3 crores customers across India, and has 60,000 plus employees pan-India. Ladies and gentlemen, he is none other than Mr. Chandra Shekhar Ghosh, Bandhan Bank. Please join me in giving a loud applause. As such, Mr. Ghosh needs no introduction and would not like to talk much about this evening, because in today's conversation with our President, Mr. Ambarish Dasgupta, will unveil Mr. Chandra Shekhar Ghosh's My Life, My Stories. As a very brief introduction of Mr. Ghosh, he has been one of the foremost proponents of microfinance in India. He has more than 30 years of experience in microfinance and development spaces. He founded Bandhan Bank in 2001 as a not-for-profit enterprise that stood for financial inclusion and women empowerment through sustainable livelihood creation. He played the key role in transformation of Bandhan Bank from NBFC to microfinance institution, and finally to a universal bank in August 2015. I would now request Mr. Chandra Shekhar Ghosh and our President, Mr. Ambarish Dasgupta, to come on the dais and take us through the fascinating journey of Mr. Ghosh till now. One request, ladies and gentlemen, please keep your mobiles on silent or switch off mode. Thank you.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. My greetings to all who have assembled here. And of course, I have no words to greet Mr. Ghosh. Mr. Ghosh, it's really a pleasure and honor to be in such a formal environment with you, because I have known you very personally, informally, but like this, getting to discuss with you in a formal environment. I think the life or the success that so far Mr. Ghosh had, it actually would have been better if we could have given him a complete 1-hour talk rather than having a conversation like this. But Mr. Ghosh, I know, and everybody knows, that you are a very shy, withdrawn, and very kind of much more brooding, thinking type of a guy who is not so fond of talking. So therefore, we felt that a conversation will be good to bring your life out. And I think I should have also checked with Mrs. Ghosh that what should be the right way to bring words from you. But I didn't do that, how to make you talk. Now, interestingly, a few days back, I was sitting with few film producer and director. And they were talking about, they were national film producer and director. They were talking about who could be the characters in India whose biopics could be made and should be coming up, because there is a recent biopic trend going on. So we were discussing about various names from the industry and from the celebrity. So all of them at that time said that, why are you not considering the one closest to your home? Because we are all thinking that the best biopic that should now be coming out is from these gentlemen from Bengal. Now, why we thought of having you here with us, and it's my life, my stories, not just Bandhan. It's your life, your stories will be of more interest to us. You did, I think, 3 things for which our interest was provoked. You reversed the Bengali entrepreneurship declining culture, which was the Bengali Bhadralok perception, and therefore the Bengali entrepreneurial culture declining. You reversed it. You reversed our notorious track record of Bengal bank failure. And also, you brought in the example, which is a very common example, of how from rags to riches one can go, and how particularly you bring in the capital creation through a very socialistic outlook, because your entire thing is based on a socialistic premise, but goes adequately to the creation of capital. So these are the 3 things which our members felt is of strong interest, which they would like to hear. But we will come to that. Let's first start with your childhood, which is very interesting to me, because you're Naraura in the Tripura days, and you're very humble, starting with in a sweet shop helping your father. And then your 6 brothers, you being the eldest, taking care of them. So I'll stop here. How did your childhood go? And if you can give us some details of your very ordinary upbringing in your childhood days.
Thank you, Ambarish Da. And নমস্কার আপনাদের সবাইকে এইরকম একটা পজিশনে আমাকে বসানোর সুযোগ করে দেওয়ার জন্য। এবং সত্যি ইটস ইজ ভেরি ফর্মাল। আর অম্বরীশ দা যদি বলে তাহলে তো একটু ভয় লাগছেই না। ভেরি এক্সপার্ট পার্সোনালিটি। But how I can be like to explain, I can explain on that totally it is in different life today and the life of 55 years before. And it cannot be like to match, and even not in a vision, not anything on that. So we born is in very lower middle class family. No doubt, father have a sweet shop, and they are 4 brothers, and all families depend on one shop. So I get the chance on that. The father carried me to the shop, and house is in long distance. So I stayed with my father with the shop. And that shop, the very traditional sweet shop. This is not in a normal whatever we are decorated scene in that city on that, because of the rural and greater Tripura. And I recall on that, the morning wake up and study on there is no table, there is no chair. And I am studying in the cash box behind. My father is sitting in the cash box, and I am in the another side, sitting on the same, we called it that, the choki. No. And customer is coming, going, that everything is there, but I am studying in my way on that. Opposite side I am looking on this. This is the thing on that. And sometimes someday father told that some person has not come, so why not you can make the parota. And I done it. And when the 11 a.m. I went to the school. School is 3 miles far by walk, without chappal, happen. So, and return back. the one thing is good. After return back, my father put it one glass of milk for me. And he given me that you drink it. So this is in this way I have been born on that. And I have not felt that I can be like to come to this position. So I sleep, how I sleep? I sleep on that, the box have been put it on the other table, and that table is a bed. Myself and my father are slept on that bed. So this is the childhood life. And once upon a day, my uncle carried me to Assam, which is in Moriani. He worked in there. And I studied some days, some months, school. And that time I know Ahomia language on that. Then my another uncle taken me to come Shiliguri. And we have that the one restaurant have been formed. And that restaurant I went in the morning. No school have been stopped. And I partly worked in this restaurant, which is called that the Bagdogra city. So, fish curry or in a one ice cream. So that is the first need. And then I think about it, why not I can be like to give something to them which they can be earned and meet up this need of their children. And that is the first change has come to my mind.
And then you also noticed that the villagers, the grocery and the vegetable sellers, they didn't have money to grow the vegetable or to go to the market and sell. And you figured out that some lenders are coming, giving them 500 rupees in the morning and taking back 5 rupees extra on that 500, so close to 700% interest that they are paying actually for a few hours of lending. And that also made you think that what could be the easier source of fund, and these people, you tried to convince them to go to bank and they felt that we do not know how to have the collaterals or the papers and all, so this is an easier way for us to get the money. Is that what also?
No, yes, it is a rural, total country situation on that. Our country, I do not know that how much we have been like to change today, but if it is, I go to the daily market in the morning, I saw that one person has come early in the morning in the market to give any 500 rupees and collect 5 rupees as an upfront. And evening, again, person has come to collect the 500 rupees. I am asked this person that why you are paying one person half a day. That is the more than 700% interest. And they said, no, 700%. I said, it's 5 rupees. The first learning, our people are not know that how calculate the interest rate. They know that only the amount. And he said that. Again, when I asking more, so can you say that any of the institution or bank in our country who can give the 5,000 to me, the small amount? 500 is forget about it. 5,000 is not able to give anyone. What is my alternative? And this person has come to my business place to give money and collect from business place. I have not any travel cost, no paper cost, no guarantor, and I have not need to wait. All are cost. I given the 5 rupees, why you are worried about it? If If you like to give, I'll take from you also. I said, fantastic. 5 rupees means the 700% interest. So if I think in that way to save them, take the loan from bank and given to this person, even 30%, then also 670% of interest they can save from their current business without expanding the business. Why not? So that is the first learning, and I formed this NGO. His name is Bandhan Konnagar. And to provide this, the small credit to these people, which they can be like to come out from the poverty not only, they are come out from the money lenders. And their return will be like to come higher. So this is the thinking in the first steps of our side.
I'll come to the formation of your microfinance Bandhan Konnagar, but while you were watching all the happenings in the rural side, you were still an employee who had a decent salary at that time, 5,000 rupees, 6,000 rupees salary. You were
1,000 rupees.
1,000 rupees? You were also married by then, 1993. While you were so busy moving in the rural side, I have also read that you had an eye on your neighbor's daughter, and with whom from your childhood days, and the two fathers agreed, even of course prior to your father's passing away, they agreed and you married. You came back to your house and you announced one day to your wife that you just cannot stand what you were seeing and you will move into the microfinance. And you only had by then possibly few 2 lakhs or 1 lakh as your entire life's deposit, and you were giving up a job, newly married. Possibly by then the son has already come in. He's just born, and at that time you were taking that. I just want to hear what was the family's reaction. How did they take? I know she was very much immersed and invested into this cause, and she immediately stood by you and encouraged you to get into this. But the general relatives outside, your social milieu, what was their reaction to that?
No, reaction is a normal. First reaction when I left the job and explained to the home, the fixed income you left, what is your future? Is uncertain. So no people can be accept. And the whole night she tried to convince me, withdrew this application. Go to that job. Because we are as a different, because what I saw and what I feel, what I have the confidence to do something, everything cannot be filled by family members. That's a true. And if I explain, that is also not feel until they are not face that part. So this is the normal change on that. But automatically, my relatives, friends, all are far away from me. Because they say that he has need the money. Don't go nearby to him. No, because that time I have an unemployment. Who is the best friend? Next day call by brother-in-law. Are you mad? Why? How you left the job? It's a permanent job. NGO job, permanent job. How much? 5,000 rupees. 4 people in the family. So not calculate on that way. They are saying that the always thinking at the present situation is good enough. So that may be the one cause, Ambarish Da, we are not coming out and starting a new enterprise. This is a big cause. Family will not support. society will not support. Friends and relatives will not support. You should be go to against the current. So that is the one side have been faced. But helped me on that, whatever say by wife and others. But wife have felt first. Maybe he has the confidence. Something do on that. And that helped the next steps to success. So, if I come to this, the next point is another trajectory. I knocked the door of every of the bank to get the money. And every bank have been denied and refused. These poor people will not return back the money. They will eat how you collect the money. That is the first. Every one single out collection. This, that. And someone said that the Grameen Bank of Bangladesh, the Dr. Yunus, they have the one program is a Commonwealth training program. If you participate in that training, you will get the money. They will give the seed money to you to piloting it. Then I applied. And they ask money because of the fee is needed to give. And I asked the money, that money I have not. And then I divided in a two part. One is a course fee, another is in accommodation. I had taken accommodation separately of one of my friend house. I have been stayed. And the fee of course, I taken some of my brother-in-law to give in some money, given the fee. After complete the course, they have not given the money to me. So this is my second failure. And he also said that, we cannot give to the West Bengal because we given earlier 1, 2 organization, they all are failed. So further we will not give. So if they explain before, maybe I will not give the fee. So this is another challenge. Third challenge has come. Finally, I go to this, the one of the development organization who are providing funding. I went there. First day, they have not given the chance to sit the chair. I am standing behind the chair, 45 minutes. Try to convince, give the chance I can sit. No, don't disturb us. It's not possible. Whatever you like to say, we have not the time, we cannot listen. And go. And I returned back. That time I stayed in Dunlop. There is a bus, I hope that 234 from Dunlop to this area. I taken a 5 rupees from madam and 230 rupees is in one-way trip. I came and go back. Second day, after 3 days, again I have come. That day they maybe feel about it, I am a mad. So until they will not give the chance to sit, maybe continuously I will be like to come. Then given the chance to sit and explain. And this way, every week, 2 times I went there. Sometimes they say that the morning when I went, they say that no, come to evening. So I morning and go back to the Dunlop and come back. It's very tough. Then I went to the Park of Bellevue nursing home, no? Which is near to the SIDBI office. Then I seated on the table, taken a opera-ized muri packet, eaten in there. And police hasn't disturbed, no? They cannot allow to sit in there. And they come to catch me, and I am coming out from that park. And police has gone in this way, I have been entered another way. This way I have been passed the time and go there. That time I already started the activities in Bagnan. And whatever the money we have been taken from brother-in-law, mother, sister, wife, altogether 2 lakhs, finish. Then money are not given to anyone. And development organization also not committed anything. Then I went to the money lenders. Taken loan from money lenders, 7.5% per month interest. And only like to proof in the eye of bank, these poor people will return back the money. This model is good and successful. And the very interesting that money is coming from one of the relative, not direct to me, indirect by other people, because they feel that if directly given me, I maybe not return back that money. So after the 18 months, I got the first funding. So from first day to 18 months, it's a very tough time I spent in my family, in my 2 colleagues, and the others. And that time is a very helpful, of course, is my wife. She worked as a office assistant, typing in the computer, printing, and sending to the bank or somewhere to paper. So this is the way in, and also after the NGO form, and when we are going to work on this, I offer to open a bank account in the name of Bandhan Konnagar. This one of the bank, which is a public bank, he put my application in their drawer. Today is in that drawer. It has not opened the account. So banking system is a very much tough, which I learned from that. So this is then first history.
Why Konnagar? Why did you choose Konnagar?
Konnagar is in our house.
Okay.
And Bandhan Konnagar, when I go to the registration of the NGO, they say that we cannot search the name Bandhan, name is another organization is there or not. Better you can put the name of the place. So your house is in Konnagar, you can put the Konnagar. Then you can easily get that name.
So when you started Bandhan Konnagar, and that was the start of your microfinancing, and with this paltry sum of money and then later on getting from SIDBI some amount coming in, when you started moving around our state, and I think you moved around in cycles, walking, you chose women as the subject, number one. And you also has mentioned that your NPA in this, it was like 0.1 or something like that. You had a 99 point some % of collection. 2 questions. why did you choose women as your subject? And how did you maintain such collection record when this entire country right now in the urbanized world is just under the huge NPA pressure? So in this society, how did you maintain? What was the trick to that kind of a collection success?
There is a two-part on that. If I say one side from the women, people say that it is your benefit. So, other side is there, our benefit. I can be explain both the side what is the real fact. Real fact is there, the women is the nuclear of the family. But our country's situation like that, women are not earner in the family. So that all the troubles has been faced by the women. Because all the children demand to the women, mother. And mother have not the income. Mother is asking from father. And sometimes father is given, sometimes father are not given. So this is in one side. If I can be like to give the some cash income in the hand of women, they can be making a very good management of these children. This is the one side. Other side, if you see that the husband is already working, he may be earning the 300 rupees. If I have been like to also give the earning in the hand of women is a 200 rupees, the total income is a 500 rupees of that family. It is better. But if I give to the husband 300 rupees to 400 rupees, that cannot be 500 rupees. That is also helped the family income more. Third point, normally Indian society, husband and wife, low income families, their age is in 5 to 10 years difference. Husband mortality rate higher than the women because of the age group is in higher than the women. That 10 years, how women are running the family, is very tough of their life. If I give to this the some income this women hand, after suddenly if it is in death of the husband, women can be run the family. They will not face the children. Children will not face any trouble on that. So these are the all together. We have need to give the income in the hand of women. They can be managed good. I say that the women are the CFO of our family. They are managed fund very good. Because in the mid-income level or low-income level family, their women, mother, father's earning is lower than the demand. And they manage the total family. If I say that my mother, the 4 brothers, 2 sisters, only one sweet shop, income is in lower than the demand. But my income, only one son, higher than the demand. So I hope that the mother is more efficiently manage the fund to give the happiness of the children and total family also. So if they are good manager of fund, if I give the funding to them, they will return back also good. So that is the sense we are taken on that. The one side is in women income. If it is an income happened, their power also has come. if I see that today our office as a women has come to take the loan. Husband has carried the women by bicycle or motorcycle, and women entered the office, and husband, the man, standing outside of the office. There is no office in India. The women entered and men are not allowed. No, automatically power change. No. If you see that the income has come to the women hand, they first try to invest for the children better. No wine, no alcohol. They are good manager on that and good investment on that. So that is all things have been worked on that mind, and I have been thinking that I like to give to them. And I am benefited. Sometimes women has returned back. Today they taken the loan, tomorrow they have been returned back the full money. I say, why? Well, sir, yesterday whole night husband beaten me to snatching the money. I have not given. I return back the money. I know that if he take, money will not come to. So this is our society. How they are very good repayment point of view, fund management point of view, fund utilization point of view, and family take care point of view. So why not? I can be work them. So that is my.
You have seen Bangladesh, you have seen Bengal, you have seen the rural, you have seen the poverty of both sides, and both sides are quite similar. When you started expanding your MFI, your microfinance initiative amongst the women in the Bengal, and when we were gradually going up in the volume of the loan that you were lending and the number of the women getting benefited, you also mentioned somewhere that the microfinance is not just the only solution. It has to be microfinance plus plus. By that, I will also have to teach, educate how to build the skills, how to use the money, and help them also in selling. And the two questions, so you figured that out, and how were you giving it, that microfinance plus plus? And also, then you started to move out of Bengal. I have also read the story of that Maharashtrian lady whose son came to you and said that my mother borrowed some money from you, and today I am, because of that small money that you gave to my mother, I am who I am today. So how did you at that time connect to the other states whose language, whose culture of that woman were very different from Bengal? Because there is a personal touch in the Bengal where you gain the trust of the people also. But how did you expand that to the other states and gain their trust, or you also just could repose your trust on them?
Ambarish, the trust is needed if you deposit the money. So, if you take the loan, you have not need the trust. Lenders will need the trust. So, because of I am MFI, I am not collecting the deposit. So, every people trust me because I am lending them. I only decide I can trust to all or not. That is the first point. The trust factor have been not anything worked in the beginning of the life as a MFI, because we trust them and they also explain. The Bandhan first give the loan and then return back. Second point on that, the expansion. Expansion means that when I started the work in Bengal, and that have been made one very standardized model. Model like on that, they very everything is standard. If you go to the one branch, one table, 9 plastic chair for staff, 10 plastic tools for customer, 1 tube light, 1 fan, 1 wooden rack for file. Fixed. 64,000 rupees cost. No calling bell, no peon, no accountant. 3,000 women borrowed, 5 are credit officer, 1 branch manager. Fixed. Very standard. When you make a standard, then coming to this, how many registered, how many seal, how many pad, they have not needed to the white sheet. Everything printed. If it is called the loan application form, only you can put the name. If you go to this, any application to the government for inform them you are opening this office, that is also printed, only put the name of this panchayat or the thana. So standardize their part is a simple. They have not need to keep mind to make anything. Cash book. Left hand is a receipt, right hand is in payment. 1 page for 1 month, 1 rule for 1 day. Simple. No accountant is needed, no commerce people is needed for that. Any of the expenditure of the branch, 1 day you will be like to spend, which is the 10th of the day of month. All, salary, pen, papers, whatever, your cost 1 day, finish. Don't spend every day as a 1 voucher, keep it in there, put a 1, no, entry, no. All voucher 1, entry 1, finish the job. Only you can write on that how much collection has come and how much disbursement has given. So 1 row. Maybe it is not accounting standard, Bhaskar sir maybe not agree on me. I am trying to do that how non-accounting person can be like to do it, and they will be like to focus the business only. So this we are trying to standardize. When you standardized it, and there is no need on that language barrier, because our language is in, customer language is a very different states, but standardization is the similar of the same, but all the papers are English. That is. So next point coming on that, I given this example. When I started in Bengal, after the 2 years, many banks have been funded us and asking on that, this model is fine in Bengal, but not any other states. This model cannot work. Then I went to Tripura because of my native balance. And when I started Tripura, they said that yes, Tripura and Bengal are Bangla, so that in the same model work. Then next year I go to this Assam. Then they say that no, Assam and Bengal is always is given this the pinch on that this model cannot work in a other than Bengal or Bangla, Ahomia. Ahomia, Bengali is the same people. Then I decided, open the branch in 3 states. We have been put it our team, and from head office team, and one is in Delhi, Mumbai, and Patna. This is the 3 setup we have been prepared, given a training, send the people, same box, because box means we have that চটের বস্তার ব্যাগ আছে, ওর মধ্যে সব ফর্ম আর কি করে বাঁধা থাকে। ওখানে there is a one name tag, which branch. Who would like to open the branch manager, keep this pack, go to that branch, finish his job. Everything in this side. So that way we have been prepared on that and send the people from Bengal and asking them who are not know Hindi. Because Delhi, Mumbai and or Patna all are Hindi. And they know the Hindi. And some people say that I am not very comfort of Hindi. That means he is not interested to go there. That is the main point. I'm good. Okay, good. Then we are also transfer some people. Those are say that I am not know that Hindi. And I organize the training of Hindi to them. And next point on that, when they go to that areas and they are talking more, there is no target. Only plan on that. You can meet the people, you try understand their need, accordingly you provide on that. And now it isn't fit. Only one exceptional things I have given. When I see that they are not interested, sometimes go from Bengal, and give that if you go 500 kilometers far from that Calcutta, you will give extra this amount of your salary. If 1,000 kilometers, this amount. 1,500 kilometers, this amount. Then they are pushed on that. Okay, I know Hindi. So that is way I have been changed on that. Now it is in total country. Other than this, you know that we have the 12 training center across the country. We have the Belur, Hyderabad, and we have that the Pune, Guwahati, Patna, Shiliguri, Shantiniketan, Calcutta. We have that Rajasthan, Jaipur, Chhattisgarh. We have the 12 training centers across the country. We are continuously conducting the training to the staff. 4,000 staff every month receive the training. So training is a heart of us to build up the people from fresh and that. If you say the microcredit, we have not recruited any person laterally. All are fresh. Taken from the village, very simple higher secondary, given a training 1 week, do the job.
I think I heard you, in one of your speech, you mentioned that high secondary pass and not got a job till 23 will be the qualifying criteria to get into your organization. He said, these are the kind of people that they give you that kind of a service. I was hearing your story about the process that you set up. And with that process, by the Forbes in 2007, they ranked you in the world's second biggest MFI and India's best. And they mentioned it's a Six Sigma operations well handled manually till you actually automated in 2011. But here, just one interesting thing, I've learned somewhere that you learned to do the text messaging in 2003 from your mobile sitting on a pavement in the VIP road. Opposite a cyber cafe. You didn't know how to do a text message. Is that true?
What is the first point?
The first point is that they mentioned that the Six Sigma operations, which is such a sophisticated, manually kept, which of course later on in 2011 you automated, and they really appreciated that the standardization of the processes across the state can be really compared as the Six Sigma. And then I also learned that which was very interesting, I was very intrigued by that you learned to do a text message in 2003 sitting on the pavement of the VIP road opposite a cyber cafe. And that is what your dabbling with the technology started. And now in the Bandhan Bank, I of course cannot say the highest level of the technology automation which you have in the Bandhan Bank now. with your journey starting in the 2003. But we will not spend on your MFI initiative anymore. You also made a bold announcement about a mega number of branches you will open up, the mega number of customers we will be bringing under this MFI, which also rattled SeedB and many others at that time. And to these, I would like to just, for the benefit of the audience here, I would like to mention what NABARD chairman once mentioned about him, which I read, that this gentleman is a very strange gentleman. When I sit with him and argue with him, he's a very patient listener. He gives me the feeling that whatever I'm saying, he's agreeing. Then after that, he ruthlessly decimates all my argument. He does exactly what he wanted to do and proves me wrong. And so at that time, in that MFI world, everybody felt that this is an absolutely grotesque ambition that he was laying out, but it happened. But let me move on to your banking side. You also inspired, possibly moved by the unbanked population of the country and the poor man. You mentioned that you will start your bank and it will be the poor man's bank, and you will also bring a huge portion of the unbanked population within the banking fold, and thereafter it's a history. Your application, you became the bank with RBI permission, and you engaged the consultants, and you got the RBI permission, I think in 2015 around June, and then you commissioned your bank in 2015 around August, September. August you started the bank. Question here is that prior to you, the Bengal Bank has a notorious record of failing. I mean, pre-independence, post-independence, the Bengal Bank, the Bank of Calcutta, then there was Bank of Hindustan, then even Rabindranath Tagore's Dadu, grandfather Dwarkanath Tagore started banking, which was an utter failure. So there was a notorious track record of the Bengal Bank failing. And everybody mentioned that the bank in Bengal will never happen. You still went to that, and you were moved with your emotion of making the unbanked coming within the bank's fold. And now, of course, we're not going into the number. It's a mega success of the Bandhan Bank right now with your loan portfolio. And also, you are a man of unsecured loans. Now you are getting into a completely other area of secured loans, of deposits and everything. How did you pick that up? What made you learn all the nuances of a banking system so that you are now can be as a world's one of the most leading bank now? And of course, indeed of Asia's definitely. How did you pick that up?
No, learning is in 2-3 points in here. First point, learning. There is no bank in India who can give the service to the low-income people, which the ticket size is small. All we are thinking as a model of the bank is a big ticket size of that. So, but number of people in our population is a large in a small ticket size. So that is the one side thinking on that. Second point on that, if it is say every government, we are talking about now financial inclusion. What is the definition of financial inclusion? Definition of financial inclusion, there is a credit service, deposit service, insurance and remittance. All service will be accessible by all people. But if I MFI, I only can give the credit service, not the deposit. This is my second point on that. Third point, when we working on that, there is a 2010, there is one crisis has come, Andhra Pradesh, microcredit crisis. And what is the cause behind of this crisis? The lending rate is very high. And I checked on that, what is my lending rate. I am normally every 2 to 3 years, I reduce the lending rate, and which is the permit my balance sheet, because I am not in a commercial way of that running, but of course it is a sustainable business. So how much I can be like to reduce the rate of this customer? Because always we know that the small ticket size, its cost is high, because 1 kg potato and 50 kg potato price are not same, because of operational cost is higher. And doorstep service, collection from door. Then I see my balance sheet. I checked at my balance sheet, the total cost of lending, that is in 2/3, we are paying to bank to borrow the money. And 1/3 is for all other cost. Out of this 1/3, 2/3 is an HR cost, which I cannot reduce. And balance 1/3 is administrative cost. I already mentioned my office, how cost effectively we are running. And my staff are using bicycle. So I cannot reduce this administrative cost. I cannot reduce the HR cost. What I can reduce? Cost of fund is a depend on bank. I cannot reduce. Then I asked to my regulator, that RBI, can you permit me to take the deposit from public? They said no. You only can be take deposit if you are the bank. Then all these three causes, financial inclusion, full-fledged, I have need in a bank. Without bank account, they cannot be financially included. I cannot take the deposit. So altogether, I am thinking how I can make a bank. That is my first idea has come to the mind. And second idea has come on that. There is India is a big country. Small is beautiful, big is necessary. Because country is a big. If I make a very fantastic model and a very good for the small people, that cannot be give the impact of the country economy. How I can be make a impact of the country economy. So if I like to make a country economy, I am fully depend on bank for funding. If a bank today say that I will not funding you, immediately my all service will be stopped. Only I can be get self-reliant if I make a bank. And then, very luckily, March 2010, RBI declared on that, the budget have been declared on that, a new bank license will give. And 2011-12, I prepared my mind on that, I will apply. And that time, in the second time, I got a name, I am a mad. First time when I make a MFI, that time I have made a bank, mad. Second time I have a mad. My all industry people say that Mr. Ghosh is a mad. MFI, he will get the bank license. And wherever I talk, every people talk in the same line. No, you cannot get. Then I decided, that is my confidence, I'll try. And then my senior colleague asking me, they said, what do you gain if you not get the license? So I have the one gain. My name will be there. I applied. This is not only gain. Gain is there. I will appoint the consultant. They will due diligence to my total organization. And they also suggest me what is the gap between bank and NBFC. That gap I will know. I will be strengthen that gap. If I not bank, I can be also bigger microfinance institution. That is my advantage. Maybe I have some few money will be like to loss. Fine. Then I have been applied. This is the cause behind it to apply on that. And when I apply, all people are talking about different name, not in our name. So sometimes my senior people have come to me, they said, there is a newspaper has come, people analyzed, but our name is not there. Sometime come, the TV news has come, our name is not there. Because a lot of discussion going on that time, we have a name. And we are not the part of. And sometimes when they are coming, and then I have been one day called my senior team, listen, the 2 points you keep in mind. If before the RBI declaration, if any name has come to your organization name in the newspaper and TV, don't happy. And if it is not come, don't cry. Wait for RBI declaration. I stopped in that way. So that is the part of this.
I know that because
I have the confidence from day one. I'll get it. Why confidence on that? Ask my consultant, that time is a Deloitte work with us. And say that give the logic why you will get the bank license. And they will be put in the application. And there is also model, it's need to develop, that model will submit to this application. The first question I have given this 3 logic. The main objective of the bank is in financial inclusion. So that time 42 banks in the country, why need in the further bank? If it is not in an objective of financial inclusion. Okay. So why we are fit for first? So first point on that, if it is a financial inclusion, so who are the financially excluded? That should be a target. So financially excluded people, geographically Eastern India, where we are 70% working. Excluded people are women. We are 100% women. Excluded people are bottom of the pyramid. We are only serving to the bottom of the pyramid. So we are the best fit for financial inclusion. When we become a bank, all of this, my customer, is automatically treated as a financially included. This is my first. Then they ask on that, what is your any other point? If we not get it, what is your satisfaction? So I say that the other side, why I like to make a bank. If I become a bank, financial inclusion will be strengthened. Second point, I can be like to reduce the lending rate to my microcredit borrower. But other side, if I not get the bank license, I feel that the regulator is not interested to reduce the lending rate to the poor people. I can be saved further. How you say? Yes, I can say. I can marketing it. So that is the point.
I am partly aware of this because, full disclosure, you chose Deloitte and our firm lost. So, so I think this is the person who started with that 1,000. Yeah.
Coming on that, another point. I'm always trying on that the best of the country or best of the world. You know that one of the best company in the consulting firm, I'll not disclose the name. I go to them. I like to apply for the bank license. Kindly you can keep the. First, they say that my cost is very high. And whatever the cost, I'll pay. No, you cannot pay. Then 2, 3 talked. And after that, he said that, okay, fine, I can be thought and come back. And then finish. Again, after the month, I called. He said that you come to Delhi. Then I went to Delhi. And there is a lunch meeting. He convinced me that the Mr. Ghosh, you will not get the license. Why you are spending the money? If you are more interested, I have the one client who is applying. He has not got. And you will be tie up with them, jointly apply. He said that no, I will not jointly apply. I will apply in a single. He said that okay, fine, I'll check on that. We are very much busy. Lot of application we are already booked. If we have some people, I will be call you. He has not called. Called after the bank license declared. Just sorry, Mr. Ghosh. I do not. Misunderstand you. This is his word.
Full disclosure again, that's not us. So now you are actually the MD and the CEO of a bank which has approximately $7 billion market cap and a huge loan portfolio and a huge asset portfolio that you have, not getting into that. What's your next plan? I mean, moving into, you also made an acquisition in the housing development. You made an acquisition. So moving into the mutual fund, moving into the insurance from the Bengal, would we like to see an entrepreneur going beyond bank and moving into the other aspects also? I mean, you don't need to really disclose anything, but just as a desire or intention.
I can be like to disclose in here. I am talking in here not in a Bandhan Bank MD CEO. Then it is better I can be like to little bit talk more. Because I am as a MD CEO, I am restricted to talk some other point. Because you are asking this point, when I formed this, the bank or Bandhan, the vision on that, we can be like to every of the financial services will provide the people. But as per RBI rule, the new rule of RBI, the bank cannot do more than banking services. Insurance, mutual fund are not allowed under the bank. But they can do under the group. So that our Bandhan have the three-layer structure. First is the top is Bandhan, which is microfinance institution earlier, but not microfinance now in there, all are in bank. And next is called the Bandhan Holding Company. The holding limited has hold the bank as their subsidiary. And another subsidiary we are forming, it is called the mutual fund, which we are buying. Another service will come, insurance, it is also will be in a holding company. So that is the way the banking service, insurance service and mutual fund service, all financial services under the Bandhan group will be like to reach to the all of the citizen of India to provide all these services. So this is the way we are driving on that. As a Bandhan, not as a bank.
Right. So not as a bank anymore, but coming to you as a person, Mr. Ghosh, and also to you as Mrs. Ghosh, two individuals. Beyond the bank, let's leave bank aside completely, you have also a lot of initiatives and interests in the other areas of social upliftment or your human development index in these areas, because these have also been one of your passion. So in the weaving, in health, in education, in the other areas. So what kind of thoughts do you have in the Human Development Index improvement of our state and country?
No, you also should know that how the Bandhan have been now structured. Structured is there the 40% of the total group or ownership I have given by two of my trust. Whatever that money I've been earned from the NGO, totally I have given to the charitable. There is no money I have been taken on that. So that means the money is coming, whatever the dividend has come from the bank and others, that will go to again society for the betterment of the people. So what is the betterment we are doing now? One of the best renowned program we developed in 2006 in Murshidabad, which is now across the country. We called in the targeting hardcore poor, which is called the ultra poor program. You maybe know that the Professor Abhijit Binayak Banerjee is in Nobel. He has been one of the randomization study done on this project. So what is this program? Program is there every society, there is some people who not even reach to this microcredit to take the loan. How they can come out from their poverty. That is the program. So we are making a survey in the village. There is a technique of PRA, Participatory Rural Appraisal. Select the household. We find out 3 to 5% of the family in the village. And we developed their confidence building, livelihood, total on kinds, not cash, nurturing them 2 years, and graduate is a mainstream. So this is the program, is a very well recognized in the world, even our country. Bandhan is doing it. 150,000 families we are already developed. Per family cost is 40,000 rupees, and they are not beggar now. But earlier life is a beggar or street women like on that. So this is a big program we are running on that. And very recognized on that. The Bihar government funding, there is started on that 1 lakh family they will reach. We are providing all technical support to them. And Jharkhand government is doing, Odisha government doing, Rajasthan government doing. So we are tie up on that. And Prime Minister Office given a circular to all state government chief secretary to introduce this model to their state. Second is there that we have that the feeling the people have need on that education. We have the 4,000 school across the country, and 150,000 children study as a free. They are pre-primary to class 3. Class 4, they are going to the government school. We have that the 7,000 villages a health program. Each villages we developed in voluntary health volunteers. They are organized with a health forum each month, one in each village. And after that, they are, every of the household, they are visited to educate the mother about the children take care, among pregnant mother take care. We have the 25 vocational training centers. We provide that the different skill development to the people other than banking. And that also we are arranged them to the job to the other industry. So these type of different social activities we are going on. We are spent nearly 150 crores in a year. And these are the social activities we are. My wife have the one enterprise developed, which is called the Nokshi. She has been trying to develop in the artisan who are taking the loan from us, how the design can be developed. We have the designer, they are developed their design and purchase from them and sell it to the market. She has the 7 stores before pandemic, now is 2 stores. One is in Salt Lake, another is in Eco Park. So that is also try to give something how they can be marketing it to the country on that. So these are the sum.
Mr. Ghosh, your story is so fascinating that given an opportunity, I can continue till midnight. So, but I should not be monopolizing you. Let there be questions from the audience also. So, if there is question from the audience, can someone circulate the microphone, please? I can see a hand there, Shravanti. Janet, yes.
Hello, sir. Good evening. My name is Janet. You have told us about your inspiring story from MFI to a bank, and now we hear that you're even foraying into education with schools. Tell us something about that.
School, I already told, no? I already mentioned, no? School is a very different model of the school. One is school, one teacher, 33 students, pre-primary to class 3, 70% girl. And we are teaching, everything is a prescribed way and group-based teaching. If I say the 33 students, we divided into 5 groups. They come with a group, they sit in the classroom as a group, and rented house. Very simple way, we are given a joyful learning to them. And now we are decided to set up a higher secondary school. We already opened 2, and another 5 will open shortly. That is the objective on that, when we are given this, the children are coming to the government school, we find out it's a very big challenge. The 2 challenges I mentioned. Because you are free school, they have the right, all children is their primary school children. We are freely only given some service to them. Because you are not charging any fee. Now we are decided, also the children are very much talent. They ranked 1 to 10 in a government school. And they are not taking care of them. So we are decided on that, why not the cream student will be go to the higher secondary school. And they will be like to make them as a very good result-oriented talent and lead the country different level. So that is the way we are thinking now. Thank you.
Hello, myself Shilajit Ghosh. I have just a little question. Accomplish this scale of achievements, you must be having your vision. But to stay calm and take proper decision all the time, how do you manage your inner self to combat that against all these obstacles? And how can we in our lives duplicate that? Please enlighten us.
Thank you. What is a very hard question for me. But thank you for this question. I hope that if some person have been born with a challenge, is not feeling as a challenge how it is. So that may be the one side on that. When lots of challenge I have been seen in my village, when I working on that. And it has been given the confidence to me, what way I can be take the decision for that. Second learning has come, I have been also talking to my team, think positively.
And we have seen that biggest of obstacles are posed before the people who want to achieve the biggest. And by overcoming the biggest of the obstacles, they surpass those levels of obstacles and become even bigger. So how do you do that?
Last row, Shravonti, last row.
নমস্কার
Namaskar.
আমি ইনসিডেন্টালি একটি কলেজের পোস্ট গ্রাজুয়েট কলেজের প্রিন্সিপাল আমি একটা সার্ভের সঙ্গে যুক্ত হয়েছি ফর দ্য মার্জিনালাইজড ওমেন ইন শোভাবাজার শোভাবাজার বললেই আপনি বুঝতে পারছেন যে আমি কাদের কথা বলছি অ্যান্ড আই হ্যাভ ফাউন্ড দ্যাট হোয়াট এভার দে আর্ন মোর দ্যান 50% of their earning either the pimps takes it or the so-called mashis takes it and it goes to their house. Do you have any program or any schedule to reach out to them? They cannot come to your bank. Although there is a Bandhan Bank office I've seen in our branches there while working. Kintu ওদের কাছে কি আপনার যাবার কোনো আছে they really need you. They really need a person like this, you know. আমি এর উপরে আমার ডিলিটের সাবজেক্টটা ওদের ধরেছি because of human development এর উপরে কাজটা
ম্যাডাম ওখানে বোধহয় দুর্বার কাজ করে
তো আমি
দুর্বার আমাকে বলেছে কিন্তু আমার জানা সত্ত্বে হলো ওনারা করছে ওটা ওনারা যদি না করে থাকে
প্রথমে এক ডাক্তার বাবু ছিলেন যিনি ইনিশিয়েটিভটা নিয়েছিলেন
উনি বোধহয়
এরপরে কিন্তু ওদের মানে কালকে আমি যখন দেখছিলাম যে ওদের ছোট ছোট বাচ্চারা রবীন্দ্র নজরুলের উপরে ফাংশন করছিল না ইট ওয়াজ পোরিং ক্যাটস অ্যান্ড ডগস তার মধ্যেও তারা কিছুটা ভিজে গেছে ওই মানে দ্য থিং ওয়াজ সিপিং ওদের কুমোরটুলি আর্ট গ্যালারিতে হচ্ছিল বাট দ্যার এনথুজিয়াজম অ্যান্ড দ্যার মাদার ইটস এ ডিফারেন্ট স্টোরি আপনাদের যদি যেতে পারে কেউ ওখানে বিকজ দ্য মেইন প্রবলেম ইজ এন্ট্রি দুর্বার তো একটা অফিস ওটা তো আপনার গেলেন ওইখানে অফিসটাতে হলো বাট টু এন্টার দ্যাট প্লেস
ঠিক আছে আপনি একটু টাচ রাখুন আমার সাথে টাচে দিয়ে দেবেন যদি তাহলে আমি দেখি চেষ্টা করে কি
and they're genuine sir
ঠিক আছে থ্যাংক ইউ
To take two more questions. First row there একটা question আছে microphone first row and then we'll come to the Indronil.
Mr. Ghosh,
Microphone ta samne
I have been in process almost 20 years in my life. I've worked for 10-person company to 10,000-person company. But everywhere I have seen, initially people ignored process. So sort of some chaos later tell people to start process, streamline process. This is the word I have heard from the beginning of my work in process. So this is the first time I'm hearing from someone like you with this fascinating story. The way you talked, it seemed that that process actually was got streamlined, standardized in your mind. Even before you started the job, like you said, when you started opening the MFI branches, you are talking about so many persons, so many things, so many forms. Again, while talking about the school, you said in that similar note. This is really something I am
Thank you.
I don't know how to express, and how could you do
Thank you, Madam. Also mentioned about it. I can be for all of you know. If it is not again another experience, 2003. I decided on that. Though I am in the NGO, organization will be audited by the best audit firm. I went to the Ernst Young, offered them from me, that is, you audit us. They talked well, come to person with me up to the lift and say, no, we cannot, you are not that much. No.
I think we can take two more questions. Indranil or Pon. Indranil.
And after NBFC, first time I have been taken the Ernst Young as my auditor. Many of them applied with interview. I first taken, no, I'll take you. Please.
Mr. Ghosh, আমার নাম ইন্দ্রনীল দাশগুপ্ত।
Thank you.
আপনি যখন শুরু করেছিলেন আপনি বললেন 700% ইন্টারেস্ট ছিল, and you obviously didn't have the strength you have today. Did you face opposition or hindrances from those money lenders, because it was a very difficult situation? 700% পাচ্ছে, সেখানে আপনি disruption করছেন. Did you find resistance and opposition from them?
Oh, good, Indulilda. It is in beginning. We are faced a lot of challenge from the money lenders. But money lenders, normally they are under the umbrella of political leaders. They are very strong. But my strength is a women. If the 20 women standing behind me, no man will come front. That have been helped more. I faced a lot of. But after all, they are not. No. Second point on that, we have been done another study. They also now reduce and reform informally as a microcredit. That is, we also got some of the passbook and everything, just copy paste from us. So that is happened.
They joined you rather than.
They changed their model and they feel that it is a good way they can do it.
Last question.
Thank you, sir.
Or last question.
Good evening, Mr. Ghosh. Thank you very much for an interesting talk. My question is about your views on the growing digitization and automation of banking services. I'm curious to know how Bandhan Bank is responding to this, considering that there are large parts of the population that are either not tech savvy or don't have access to smartphones, or are generally not comfortable with interacting with banks through phones and computers instead of through human beings.
Thank you, but I declared I am not in a banker now, today. But if you ask, because you asked the question, I will be like to give on that. Digital isn't now part of our life on that. Without digital, we cannot. And especially last 2 years, pandemic has given a lot of learning how we can be like to use the digital. So that is a part of the life. After the 7 years of the bank, now we are thinking, can we make a bank or IT company? Very tough. You are segregate on that. Without IT, bank cannot run. So in that sense, digital will be like to everywhere. Our bank, you can open the account by digitally. We process the loan, partly, not all loans, digitally. But after all, physical touch is needed. No. If you see that I can see the data, but I cannot see the face, eyes, pulse, blood, if I not face the people. That is a part of this banking, especially in the credit part. For that reason, the digital is also important, but also important to touch with the customer. And before the one question has come, trust point of view. Bank has need the trust from the public. So in that trust has come from the physical trust, not the digital touch. So it is very important of this, the physical touch.
And before I call Professor Mitru, I just want to give another observation or a question also. But this question I don't think Mr. Ghosh will be able to answer. And this is a story on the life, not just on the bank. As a human being, as a husband, how Mr. Ghosh is. So I just read one of the interviewer when he was interviewing Mrs. Ghosh. He mentioned that he is always busy with work, and they made their first vacation in 2012 to US, I think, when she said that in the morning after the breakfast, he told the wife and the son that you just get ready, I'll finish 2 meetings and come back within an hour. He came back, I think, after 10 p.m. at night. And to which, of course, then Mr. Ghosh very sheepishly grinned and said, but in the next vacation, I made it up. I never did it. But I'm not understanding this, Mr. Ghosh. You being a banker, any defaulting in a loan, can that be compensated by an early payment in the next one? Because your CIBIL rating has already gone down. Thank you, Mr. Ghosh. It was amazing. My 2 takeaways from this is, one thing you mentioned, a challenged person from the beginning of his life will never be fearing any further challenges in the life. So that's one. And the second thing is, you never wanted to become an entrepreneur. It is the cause of poverty alleviation and sustainability to which you subscribe. And for that you became an entrepreneur. You always stayed invested to that cause. And the success in the entrepreneurship just came as a byproduct to that investment to the cause. So these are the 2 my takeaways. And I'll request our
But the 2 points I like to mention it here finally. What I declared about it at the bank, my cost of fund has come down 5%. I reduced the interest rate 4.5%. What I committed, I have done it. The people like it on that.
Brilliant.
And the second point on that, in the beginning I told that far away from my relatives, friends. Now I have the unlimited friends and relatives.
Mrs. Mitru, please come.
Thank you to all of you.
Good evening, everyone. One of the outstanding events of our club has just come to a close, and all of us, I take it for granted, have learned, become aware of the complexities of any new beginning, and we have also learned how to become sufficiently detached to be able to look at multiple perspectives. Throughout the program, I have been listening to Mr. Ghosh, and one of my favorite lines kept on cropping to my mind. Please allow me to say that line from Sanchoita. Je dhone hoiya dhoni, moni re mano na moni, tahari khanik, magi ami noto shire. So for this scintillating evening, the chairperson and each and every member of the library subcommittee of the Bengal Club joins me in thanking the two personalities present on the day today. Mr. Chandra Shekhar Ghosh, thank you, sir, for giving us just a decimal percentage of your grit and determination and show us how your dreams are coming true. And to Mr. Ambarish Dasgupta, our honored president, for this scintillating conversation which shows his skill, wisdom, knowledge, and humor. Many thanks to Kunalda, our respected Vice President, for an excellent introduction. Thank you all, ladies and gentlemen, for being such a participative and positive audience. And apart from Gurudash on the electronic front and Shebunti for coordinating the events, thanks to each and everyone associated with this program who do not come upon the day, but as we have learned from Mr. Ghosh, whose presence is absolutely ubiquitous for any such event. Before I say a formal goodbye, I would like to call upon the day Mrs. Anindita Dasgupta, the First Lady, to do the honors to Mr. Ghosh and give him a token of appreciation on behalf of the club. With a lot of praise and good wishes to Mrs. Ghosh from the same committee members who is sitting in the audience, goodbye and good night.